Today on the Ride with Lance, we are going to talk about the 5 things I like about the RadRover 6 Plus, and a couple things I think they could do better on and change on the RadRover 6 Plus. So let's just get right into it. Number 1, the look of this bike. The look of this bike is just, it's really nice. It looks, when you look at it, it looks like a just refined. I don't know how else better to say it, but more like a luxury car. The paint job on both the RadRover 6 Plus High Step and the RadRover 6 Plus Step Through is really nice. And just the design of the bike is really nice. They did a real good job. And when you sit on it and you ride it, I have to say you kind of feel like you're riding more of a luxury e-bike, luxury fat tire e-bike, to be more precise. It's just they did a real good job of not just throwing a bike together, but kind of thought everything out, how it should look, how it should feel, and that just makes it an appealing bike. Number 2 kind of goes along with number 1 of the looks, but it's the fit and the feel of this bike. Now, what I mean by the fit is how they designed everything to kind of just flow. You don't have wires hanging off everywhere, just looking gaudy. You know, they've integrated the battery into the frame so it looks like it's part of the bike instead of a piece of equipment sitting on top of the bike. So like I said, you don't have cables running everywhere. You do have this, but it's kind of hard to get away with that because there's just so much up here that needs a wire. But when you go through the rest of the bike, everything's tucked in nice and neat. Nothing down there hanging just kind of oddly, ready to catch on something if you're doing a little off-roading or anything. But that's what I mean by the fit. Now the feel of the bike, well, to be honest, when you first get it, depending on your size and your height and everything, it may be just perfect for you if for your size and height. But it just feels, like I said, refined, like somebody sat back and thought about it before they designed it, tried some things, you know, and tried to come up with the best combination that would kind of fit everybody. Now, yes, you do have to do a little modification if you're a taller person to get that riding position that you like. But once you get it, it's just, it's an outstanding feel, you know, enough here, arms feel good, you get the seat height right, that feels great. So the bike overall just feels like a very refined bike. Number 3, power delivery on the RadRover 6 Plus. It is smooth. There are no surprises. There are no jerks in power that would surprise you. It's just a smooth power delivery in every PAS level. In the throttle, see, I turned the throttle, and it's just a smooth, gradual increase. There's no jerks, like all of a sudden you're, oh, you know. And then that's one of the things that I mean when I say that it's been refined. And this is a great bike for beginners or the older crowd who wants to get into e-biking. It's not like some of these other e-bikes, like my Zebra. It does have a pretty good hit on pedal assist, or if I'm doing a throttle, there'll be a, ooh, it wants to speed up right away. This is a gradual build. which is perfect for the beginners. It's perfect for the older crowd who just want to cruise. And that makes this an excellent choice for those looking to get into the e-bike market and want a bike that's not going to surprise them. A bike that's easy to handle, that's easy just to cruise with. Okay, number 4, motor noise. It is pretty non-existent. You can hear it a little. It's just a little hum, which makes you a little more kind of stealthy when you're riding. You know, there's some bikes where you can hear that motor really wind up. Even if you're like a walking or a hiker, you'll hear that come up behind you, and it could scare the living daylights out of you. But for this, I'll show you. Okay, here we are. Throttle, full throttle. I think you hear more of the vibration of the bike, things bouncing around, than you do of the motor. And that's real good in my opinion. So that's something to consider too. If you're looking for a much quieter bike that you want to ride, then this is also a great deal. Okay, and number 5. It doesn't have so much to do with the bike itself, but the company, Rad Power Bikes, and their customer service. Now, I know I've heard in the past about people who've had just a hard time with Rad's customer service, but I tell you, I think I've said this before in another video, I've had to use customer service when this PAS module broke, and the service was outstanding. I just followed the instructions on the website on how to basically create a work order and file a claim, and they responded within a couple hours. And just a few hours after that, I got a confirmation that it was a warranty item, and they're already in the process of shipping a new one out. So to me, that was excellent customer service, and it's something you should think about when selecting an e-bike. Okay, so now, not so much on the negative side, but things I think they could improve on. Number 1, the PAS module right here. I don't think it needs to be so big. And it needs to be built with better mounting material. Like I said, on my first ride out, it broke because the clamp that clamps this onto the handlebar is just made of plastic. And as you can see, it sticks pretty high up off the handlebar. And if you're one who likes to do a little off-roading, this just becomes a target for branches. You know, and a good hit right here, it's gonna break right off. I think they could have gone kind of like other e-bikes with just a little module with the buttons here, and maybe a bigger display here that showed your PAS levels and your battery level. I think that's something they should consider revamping on upcoming models. All right, and number 2, the stock seat. I think this is, most e-bike companies are guilty of this. They give you, I'm just gonna say it, I think the crappiest seat they can find. They're usually small, hard as a rock, and they know that people are just going to upgrade it. Will probably be one of the very first things they do to upgrade it. So why not just give them a nice seat to begin with? They could give them a Cloud 9, they can give them a Bikeroo. I mean, when people buy this bike, it's because they want to cruise. It's not because they're going to be doing mountain biking where they're not going to be sitting on the seat that much. They're going to be sitting cruising just like I am now. They want to see the sights. They don't want to worry about how painful their back end is getting. So just give them a good seat to begin with. And with that being said, number 3, why not add a suspension seat post to it while you're at it? They could add the Sun Tour seat post like I have now. It makes 100% difference in the ride, in cruising, and stuff like this, where it's just little bumps or big bumps. I just don't feel them. So if they added to that, I think people would be more inclined to buy their brand. Now, there's some other e-bike companies that are doing it, and people think it's great. Would it add a little more to the cost of the bike? Yeah, probably, but not much. But if you're not going to build a full suspension e-bike, it's the next best thing. So just add a suspension seat post to it with a good seat, and I think they would have better sales. Now, is there a number 4? I don't think so. You know, there's not much to complain about the bike. Most of the complaints are stuff you have to modify, which for some could be kind of daunting if you're someone who's not mechanically inclined, knowing how to take things apart, put them back together. But overall, I have more good things to say about this bike than bad things to say about the bike. So if this is a bike you've been considering and you're thinking about buying it, well, guess what? Oh no, I'm not going to make this into a sales pitch, but I do have a link that will get you $50 off if you're interested. No pressure though, but I would highly suggest that you do shop around all brands, but consider Rad Power Bikes for one simple reason. They've been around a long time. That's why they say they're the number 1 brand selling e-bike around. But anyways, give me your thoughts on what you think. If you're a Rad owner, are there some stuff that I missed? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Let everybody know. And with that, I will end it here. And I'm going to say my usual. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.